Hello, wrestling fans. How you guys tonight? Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. What happened for June the 16th, 2025. Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio opened the show. Liv was bragged about how good it felt hitting Oblivion on Nikki Bella last week, sent her packing. So hopefully she decides not to try to show up again and try to take me on, she said, because yes, we all know Nikki was the longest running ever Divas champion in WWE history, but she said keyword there is Divas champion. Because back then, she said the divas were all about, ooh, what can we wear and make us look sexy and all that. She said the hardly could ever wrestle. So she said this new generation, she said, were a lot more talented in the ring. She can't handle being in the ring with someone as a caliber as myself. She said, but if she decides to show back up, I have no problem going to Evolution, the all women's pay-per-view for the second time ever, beating her one-on-one. Or if she wants to, she can bring her sister Brie along. Me and Regal are happy to defend our belts against them. Then she changed the subject and for some reason called out Io Sky. Io Sky came out. And Liv wanted her just to hand her the title belt. So Io Sky instead just drop kicked her down, drop kicked Dominic, cleaned the ring of them, and showboat around the ring holding up the title. I love the segment, how Liv started the show, brag about Nikki Bella, all that, how she's better than her and that. But why did it change from that to all of a sudden just randomly wants Io Sky to give her the belt? Makes no sense, right? Let me know below if you agree with that. If the segment went from good to bad, or do you think it made sense why she called it Io Sky just to ask her to just hand her the belt? The opening match was the final Fatal 4-Way first round Women's my Queen in the Ring tournament matchup. Stephanie Varga, Ivy Nile, the return of Asuka, who's been out for 13 months with a serious ankle injury. She had to have surgery done on it. Welcome back, Asuka, and I love how she had that doll face paint still happening. That was cool. And Raquel Rodriguez. The winner of this match will go on to next week's. So it'll go on to Friday Night SmackDown to face Alexa Bliss. Next week on Raw is Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez. Good match start off the show match-wise, I thought. Regal dominated early on. Like tilt-a-whirl, slammed Asuka down, fall-away slammed Stephanie Varga, fall-away slammed Ivy Nile. Big boot Ivy Nile right in the face. One-arm powerbomb Stephanie Varga down. Just cleaning house until Asuka and Stephanie decided to double team Regal, take care of her for a bit. Asuka applied the Asuka lock to Stephanie Varga. That was cool. And Stephanie kept trying to fight out of it. So she ran and smashed Asuka's back into the corner, trying to break out of the Asuka hold. But Asuka still had that on tight. So Ivy Nile decided to break it up by super kicking Stephanie right in the face. And then just delivered Ricket Fire forearm shots, just nasty ones to Asuka in that corner. But then Ivy Nile did something that made no sense. She tossed Asuka out of the ring, tossed Regal out of the ring, tossed Stephanie out of the ring, then just walked around, trash talking, showboating, went outside, got him back in the ring, then tossed them all back out again. Like, did she forget that in order to win a fatal 4-way, it has to be by pinfall submission? I wonder, maybe those nasty knee smashes Stephanie Varga gave her right in the face kind of made her a little wonky. Maybe she wasn't thinking straight there. Stephanie Varga delivered that repeated face plant, smashing Regal's face off the edge of the mat. Her corralling her to the outside. Then Asuka started cleaning house. She delivered an awesome picture perfect top rope drop kick, knocking down all three, win them. Because like Regal had two of them up to deliver like a stereo power bomb. So then Asuka drop kicked her, so all three fell down. Then Asuka lined them up perfectly in the ring, delivered yes kicks, just cleaning house. And then Stephanie Varga delivered kind of like a combination of a Styles Clash, code breaker right to the face, like combo. That was awesome into Asuka's offense there. Regal thought she had the match won when she hit the one-arm powerbomb on Ivy Nile again. But shades of last week, when Rhea Ripley had the match won, Regal pulled her out of the ring and screwed her out of the tournament. Rhea Ripley shows up, pulls Regal out of the ring, delivers Riptide on the outside, rolls Regal back in the ring. Asuka, however, is the one that gets the pin on her for the 1-2-3. So Asuka wins. She goes to face Alexa Bliss this Friday on SmackDown. That's going to be one heck of an awesome match. Alexa versus Asuka. I don't think they've ever fought one-on-one, or they have. It's been a long time since they've gone one-on-one. Good match. Action-packed from the get-go. The only thing that didn't make sense, I said, was like the way Ivy Nile tossed him out of the ring twice and just pranced around. That made no sense. Then backstage, Liv was upset in the Judgment Day locker room, and she tells Miguel, "Hey, I got a match against Kairi Sane. Let's go." Miguel's like, "I'm exhausted. I just went for a fatal four-way. I don't feel like going out there to occupy you to the ring." So Liv stormed off. She was ticked off. Then Dominic gets in Finn Balor's face and says, "Look, you're supposed to take care of AJ Styles a few weeks ago, but now JD Maduga's got to face him one-on-one." And Finn Balor's like, "No problem, man. I'll be in JD's corner. We got this. We'll take care of AJ. Don't worry. He won't be a threat to you and your Intercontinental title." And Dominic got in Balor's face and said, "No, you're staying in the back. I'm going to occupy JD Maduga out to the ring." Balor didn't like that Dominic was trash-talking and taking over the leadership role there, right? So Balor, he got right into Dominic's face to continue the tension within Judgment Day. Then JD Maduga, Roxanne kind of calmed Finn Balor down. Then Finn Balor, after Dominic and JD Maduga left the locker room, he told Roxanne, "I got a plan, follow me." Then on the way out, he told Regal, "Hey, you did a great job, by the way. You almost won it, but Rhea Ripley screwed you out of it. That's not right." So he's kind of telling Regal, "Good job," because Liv didn't say good job enough, right? He didn't put on good performance. He's trying to get Regal on his side of Roxanne Perez, and it seems to be working because Regal appreciated the compliments Finn Balor was giving her. We never did kind of figure out what the game plan was that Balor was going to talk to Roxanne about. They never showed that. Then Morgan went out to face Kairi Sane one-on-one, and the match never took place. The bell rang. Kairi Sane did a leg sweep takedown. Liv landed, and all of a sudden she rolled out of the ring, holding onto her shoulder, and the trainers checked on her and helped her to the back. So Liv Morgan versus Kairi Sane never really got underway. They announced later on that Liv suffered a dislocated shoulder. They kept showing replays of how it happened. And really, the leg takedown, Liv landed face first on the mat. But if you watch this shoulder of hers, when it landed, you can see the elbow go a different direction. And she grabbed onto that. She rolled out of the ring and she was in pain. So hopefully it's not a serious injury and she'll be okay to go for Evolution. Because that would suck if they got to change the plan up with her and Nikki Bella right off the get-go. So then we had AJ Styles versus JD Maduga one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio ringside. Great match these two guys put on. Wow. AJ Styles, as soon as that bell rang, applied the calf crusher. JD got this close to get hold of the ropes for a rope break. AJ flipped him over, reapplied the calf crusher. Dominic pushed the ropes closer for JD Maduga to get a hold of him for a rope break. AJ saw that, went outside, chased Dominic around the ring, and Dominic jumped over the barricades. AJ followed suit. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, JD Maduga came a flying, knocked down AJ amongst the fans. Got him back of the ring, hit a running leg drop across the back of the head, delivered an awesome, amazing brainbuster. Picked him right back up, delivered a sit-down powerbomb, and he dominated AJ Styles for 10 minutes straight. Styles fought back, hit that amazing strike combo he does, Pele kick. He started hitting right at forearms, a pistol perfect Shining Wizard. Then Dominic again caused a distraction, and he fought. This was going to let JD Maduga do that awesome finisher he does, was the Irish whip into a back body drop. But as the Irish whipped AJ to him, AJ countered the back body drop into a Stars Clash and got the 1-2-3, and Dominic was shocked that the distraction backfired and worked for them basically. After the match, Dominic ran in, and AJ just drilled him with a Pele kick. Started beating up Dominic till Finn Balor showed up, pulled Dominic out of the ring. Then Judgment Day decided let's do surround the ring and do a 3-on-1 attack. AJ's I ain't stupid. I'm not gonna fall for this. It was awesome. He grabs hold of Dominic's belt and slides out of the ring and runs up the ramp. And he's I'm not giving this belt back till you give me an Intercontinental title match. Then Nick Aldis approaches him, and because Adam Pearce is on vacation, so Nick's the GM for the night, and grants AJ Styles the Intercontinental title match he wants. It's going to happen at Night Champions. AJ Styles finally gets his hands on Dominic Mysterio one-on-one for that Intercontinental title. So Nick Aldis is like, give me the belt. You get what you want. So AJ's like, that's what I wanted. Gives him the belt. That was awesome. New Day came out. Xavier Woods was wearing like a mafia suit. That was cool. They basically trash talked the fans and kept saying how like, there's no tag team in the back that are worthy to face us for the World Tag Team titles. And then all of a sudden, Michael Cole interrupts the segment to announce this fan expedition thing happening for SummerSlam. And that's it. Like, it was weird seeing the New Day deliver this promo, and then Michael Cole interrupt it about this fan expedition thing for SummerSlam. Like, did New Day go over the time limit they had for the promo? Was this scheduled for this interruption? Or did Michael Cole make a mistake there? Then it showed afterwards, New Day's backstage still complaining about stuff. And bragging about how no tag teams could defeat them for the titles. And A-Town Down Under is shown arguing still. Like, are they actually going to eventually split these guys up? Guys spent months now of them arguing backstage, arguing during matches, costing the other one matches. I, however, thought of something. What if instead of splitting them up, they get on the same page and defeat the New Day for those World Tag Team titles? Then they'll get on the same page because they're champions, right? That'd be an interesting curve. Let me know below in the comments. Do you think that's what's going to happen? Will A-Town Down Under eventually split? Or where they beat the New Day for those tag team titles and get on the same page again because they're champions? Bayley came out and talked about why she returned last week. And it's plain and simple. Becky took her out at WrestleMania for a chance to become Women's Tag Team Champions with Aubrey Valkyrie. She said she's the one that ambushed her backstage in night 1. She missed out on night 2. She missed 2 months of action because of Becky Lynch. And then to see Becky Lynch win those tag team titles of Aubrey Valkyrie, she said, hurt even more. And then she said, then to see Becky get mad because then 24 hours later they lost the belts and she attacked Valkyrie. She said, who's a good friend of mine. So she said, I had enough. I had to come back and take it to Becky Lynch. She said, so she called out Becky. Becky came out, and Becky said, I know what you want. You want a shot at my Women's Intercontinental title, which she had over her shoulder. And she said, I'm not going to give you a title match. Ain't going to happen. And Bayley said, oh yeah, and then she just smoked over her right hand. That was awesome. And then Bayley said, how about you get your head out of your ass and give me that title match that I deserve because you took me out of action for 2 months. So Becky's like, you know what? Fine. You want to go? Let's go. Then she teased that it was going to happen tonight. Then she said, no, it's going to happen next week on my terms. Then she left the ring. So next week on Raw, we got Bayley versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Women's title. That should be one heck of a match. That'll probably be the opening match, I think, or maybe the main event. That'd be cool to see that as the main event, but probably the main event would be the King or Queen of the Ring semi-final match. Gunther came out to brag about defeating Jey Uso last week to become now a 2-time world champion. And he's interrupted by Goldberg. Goldberg's back, folks. Yep, the all washed up fossil's back. He came out and basically said, my Legends contract, I get 1 free title match. And I decided to cash that in on Saturday Night's main event next month against you. Then he left after he said, you're next. Like, Gunther versus Goldberg, yeah. They can build this up all they want, but Gunther, his first title defense since we captured this world title game is going to be against a fossil like Goldberg. If Gunther loses to Goldberg, his career is going down the toilet. Let me know below in the comments, do you really think Goldberg's going to defeat Gunther? And if so, is Gunther's career ever going to be the same? I hope Goldberg does not win. I hope that he doesn't win by disqualification or something to continue the feud, because if they drag that on for about a month, it's just going to be them talking every time. Because Goldberg can't wrestle hardly much no more, folks. Let me know below also what your thoughts of Goldberg's return and he's getting a free title match against Gunther. Are you happy or you're not happy? I'm not happy. Your main event was Bronson Reed, Sheamus, Rusev, and Jey Uso in the final first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Jey Uso, all match, you could tell like he did not fit into this match. Like it should have been Otis or Omos because the other three are big powerhouses, right? The bell rang. What I did like about this was when the bell rang, Bronson Reed and Sheamus started just duking it out in the corner. And Sheamus delivered like a series of blows to Bronson Reed in that corner. Bronson Reed came out of that corner, started hitting forearm shots, punches. They ended up going over the ropes. They kept still punching each other outside the ring. That was awesome. Then Bronson Reed sent Sheamus into the steel steps. He turned around. Rusev's there. Sent Bronson Reed in the steps. Rusev turned around. Jey dives through the ropes, taking down Rusev on the outside. I love that sequence from the opening get-go. Jey did his best to try and make, the match good with him in it. Like, he delivered super kicks to everybody. The open hand palm strike to Bronson Reed. Punch Fury to Bronson, taking him down. Punch Fury, super kick Fury to Rusev, getting him down to one knee. Then Rusev caught him coming with an amazing spin kick off the ropes. Then hit an awesome thrust kick to Jey Uso. Rusev then Irish whipped Sheamus into the ropes and ran and came off the other ropes with an awesome spin kick, knocking down Sheamus. Sheamus delivered 21 beats of the Bowery to Bronson Reed outside the ring by a barricade. And then Jey decides, I'm going to deliver a running butt to Bronson Reed, who's by the barricade. Apparently, he can't see Rusev right in front of him. Rusev picks him up and just slams him down big time. And then Rusev turns around. Bronson Reed runs and hits like a running splash onto Rusev. Like that part of the announce table that has like the Raw logo or the SmackDown logo? Bronson Reed took that off and body slammed Rusev, breaking it in half. That was awesome. Sheamus had a bro kick to Rusev. Turn around, Bronson Reed had a clothesline to him, had a Tusami. He got up, Jey had a spear, knocking down Bronson Reed. That was a cool sequence right there as well. Then Jey at one point in the match just lay down. Nobody hit him, he just basically laid there. Then Bronson Reed walks over and just delivers a jump up splash. Jey could have moved out of the way at any moment. Then Jey started favoring the ribs. First, half part of the match, you were hitting super kicks, dives off the rope, stuff like that. The ribs weren't hurting you. Now all of a sudden they're hurting you. Makes no sense, right? And as soon as I knew Jey was in this, you knew who was going to win it. Sure enough, Jey Uso wins the first round of the final man's tournament match because it's going to be Cody versus Jey. That was a given. I did like how the end of the match happened. Bronson Reed was going through a top rope to Sami onto Jey. Jey moved out of the way, went for the Uso splash. Braun Breaker shoved him off the top rope. Jey hit the ropes, bounced off of him. Sami Zayn attacked Braun Breaker on the outside. Then Penta joined in on the beatdown that Braun Breaker took care of Penta, took care of Sami Zayn. He picked Sami up and ran and just tossed him over that announce table. Way to go, Braun. Showing off your strength there, man. And then, back of the ring, Bronson Reed again is up at the top rope for a Tusami attempt. This time, LA Knight shows up. Shoves him off the top rope. Jey hits a spear, 2 Uso splashes to pick up the win. Jey Uso advances in the tournament. What I did not like was, you could see Rusev is right there, laying there. He could have easily broken up that pin, but he didn't. Because you knew Jey was going to win it. I wish Rusev wasn't there to be shown at that camera angle. So next week on Raw, you got Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes in the semifinals. Jay Gajo versus Roxanne Perez, another semifinal matchup of the tournament on the Queen side. You got Becky versus Bayley for the Women's Intercontinental title. Raw next week's got 3 really good matches booked. SmackDown this Friday night, you got Alexa Bliss versus Asuka and the other second round of the Queen's tournament. And Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton in the other second round. And John Cena versus R-Truth. That should be a good show as well this week. And again, I'm going to say the men's tournament was so predictable for the get-go who was going to win. Where on the women's side, you cannot predict who was going to win those matches. There we have it, folks. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.